We're talking about mental clutter. Now, mental clutter is something that I personally feel like is one of the biggest culprits of clutter, like in your physical space, because when your headspace is so full of ideas, things to remember, shopping lists, kids' schedules, activities, project ideas, all the things, you aren't able to sort them and organize them in an orderly fashion, which then breaks up and spreads throughout your home. So, have you ever noticed when you are super overwhelmed with like work projects, your home starts to get disorganized? How does that make you feel? Like it's an endless cycle. So, when we really like take steps to clear our mental clutter, our physical space then transforms into something far more tidy because we took those steps to make sure that everything in both our mind and physical space is organized. This is so much easier said than done, right? Like, okay, so what do I do? Like, how do I make sure that my mental state is clutter free? Well, we're going to start by something called a brain dump. A brain dump is literally where you take a piece of paper, you set a timer for 10 minutes, and you just write down everything in your head: shopping lists, kids' activities, project ideas, everything that's going on in your head, you write. Now, it is recommended to use paper and pencil. Brain research has found that when you use paper and pencil, your brain is able to process and comprehend and decipher if it's important or not important information faster than it is if you just type. Because typing, you're pushing a key. Writing, you're actually using full motion with your entire hand, arm, wrist, and fingertips. Where typing is just your fingertips. So we really want to focus on getting all of that stuff out of your head. So I highly suggest using paper, pencil for this process. Set your timer and just write. Get everything out of your head in order to really like clear that clutter. After you see it all on paper, some things are going to stick out to you, and those are going to be the things that are really important and the things that you want to focus on. Everything else you can kind of like leave. It's written down, you have it. You can look at it if you need to, but most of the time you're just going to be like, it's not really as important as I thought. Now, one of the reasons why getting everything out of your head is so important is because there's a thing called decision fatigue. Now, decision fatigue is when you can't make up any more decisions because your brain is fatigued. It's thought of too many things, so it can't process any more decisions. Now, this has been like highly debated because it isn't something that is really testable, but if you've ever experienced the fact when it comes to dinner and somebody says, "What are we having?" and you draw a blank, cannot figure out anything, people are throwing out meal options and you're like, "I don't know." To me, that's a feeling of decision fatigue. That's why I truly believe it is a thing. And there have been so many studies about how many decisions you make in a day, and it's estimated about 35,000 decisions in one day. So if you're already making that many decisions, it could be really challenging to kind of decide what to keep, what not to keep, where to put things, organizing, decluttering, all of that kind of stuff when you're already making 35,000 decisions in one day to begin with. So to combat decision fatigue, we really want to focus on streamlining, making organizing habits, and making sure that we frequently do brain dumps where we just remove things from our brain. Another way to kind of combat decision fatigue and mental clutter is setting timers on your phone for specific apps. I like doing this for social media as I don't have to think about how long I'm scrolling or feel like it's been such a time suck. So you set the timer on your phone. It's really easy on iPhones just to be able to set the timer. And then when your time is up, okay, spend 30 minutes on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is, then you're done for the day. And finally, you want to be able to get more sleep. When your brain is able to get into REM sleep, you are able to clear mental clutter in your head that really is, something you don't need to hold on to or you don't need to think about. Every night, your brain kind of gives you a clean slate. And with that clean slate comes less mental clutter. So make sure you give yourself enough time to sleep at night. And the last thing, which works for some people, not for everyone. So if this sounds like something you could do, take it. If not, leave it. It is called time blocking, and it's where you block your day in hours. So let's say you want to put away laundry. You're going to put away laundry for 1 hour. You finish early, so you use the rest of the time to kind of chill out and relax. You don't finish in that hour, you move on to the next task. This way you feel like you've gotten more things done throughout the day versus only doing one project and then feeling behind in everything else. So I want you to take action by clearing that mental clutter today.